Hey, King David made his navy make that trip so that they could collect gold, silver, roosters for fighting, apes, all kinds of delicacies, man. All kinds of stuff. Man, I don't know what you motherfuckers are thinking, man. Why don't you want the kingdom? Why do you still want to be here, man? This ain't even real fucking food.
Because if you forsake all the wickedness right now, you're gonna get
You're gonna get rewarded.
that 10 times back. You know.
But if you accept the wickedness, you're gonna get shit, and you're gonna get fucking 10 times worse than what you think you had.
But back in Isaiah 66 and 16, for by fire and by his sword will Yahweh Shai plead with all flesh. Let me get that definition for plead. Strong's 81 and 99. Shaphat, and it's to judge, govern, punish, to act as lawgiver, or judge or governor, to rule. That's ultimately what Yahweh Shai is going to come back to do. He's going to come to judge all you wicked people, and then he's going to rule this planet.
Yeah.
He's going to govern this planet with the laws of the Bible.
And if you had any brains in your head, and we told you you're an Israelite, it's better for you to come into the truth and get a little tiny piece of that kingdom at this point in time than to live in shame in the kingdom. Even though you're still an Israelite, you're going to come back as one of the children of God. But wouldn't it be better for you to be a ruler? A joint ruler?
And also to judge the opponent at law. The opponent is Esau. Because he has the law, but he don't have the righteous law.
No. Hey, and why do you think people don't want to have this righteous law? Because Esau gives you so much freedom to do whatever you want. And there's no consequence. This is Amos 8 and 9. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. Because that chariot is going to cover that sun. It's going to start destroying stuff. And I will turn your feast into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. It doesn't sound like too much fun for you. So you're going to be wearing sackcloth. You're going to be bald. You're going to look tore up. The roles are going to be reversed, man. I'm going to be wearing platinum clothes made of platinum. I'm going to be wearing diamond clothes made of diamonds. Shit, I might even have my woman. You know we're gonna have women hooked up, but I might have my woman that I like the most and the best material and the best minerals. If let's say gold is the best, I'm gonna have that bitch looking and dressing in gold, and the second best is gonna be silver. And they're gonna know that. Oh, look at the sister wives are gonna know. Oh, look at her, she's wearing gold because she's the best one that he thinks he's the best. I mean, they're all gonna be the best because they're all gonna be in the right mind. But I'm just giving you an example, man, because you guys, you want to wear Jordans and all this stuff, but what's Jordan ever done for you?
Like if you say you have a chance to commit adultery, if you forsake that, you're gonna get more than that, like 10 times more women than that, you know.
Finer than that. Way finer than that.
So the chariots, they could either destroy or they could save. And let me get 2 Kings 2:1. This is where the chariot says. And it came to pass when Yahweh Shem Yahushai would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. It said the Lord would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind. So we just spoke about the whirlwind went up into heaven by a whirlwind. And Elijah said unto Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for Yahweh Shem Yahushai hath sent me to Bethel. And Elisha said unto him, as Yahweh Shem Yahushai liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they went down to Bethel.
So what is it? What is the Holy Scripture telling you? That your spirit is alive. Okay, your body's alive, but your spirit is also alive. You got a living spirit inside you. And these people think that when you die, that's it. When your body dies, that's it for your body. You got a lot of scriptures to read, Christians. I don't know what you're talking about.
How do you think you're talking? You know, how do you think you're moving? There's got to be something that's doing it.
Something's driving us. There's a driving force.
Like a battery. The battery makes it happen.
Yeah, like that movie Upgrade. That dude, he couldn't do shit until he got that stem chip on the back of his neck, bridging the gap between the neurons firing from his brain to the rest of his body. That's what your spirit does.
Like a spark plug, you know, because you need that spark to turn on the car.
Because it's the ignition. You turn the ignition key. Ignite.
So the soul, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And the sons of the prophets that were at Bethel came forth to Elisha and said unto him, knowest thou that Yahweh Shem Yahushai will take away thy master from thy head today? And he said, yea, I know it. Hold ye your peace. So it said, know that the Lord will take away thy master from thy head today. So what does it mean, take him away? I mean, he's going to get beamed up. He's going to get saved.
Dang.
And Elijah said unto him, Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for Yahweh Shem Yahushai hath sent me to Jericho. And he said, as Yahweh Shem Yahushai liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they came to Jericho.
All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 1. For great are thy judgments, and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. Your judgments are great, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We can't even understand that. An unnourished soul, unnurtured soul errs.
Your soul's not nurtured. It's not taken care of.
It's not being fed. You're not getting the proper food, which is these scriptures, man, because the body can eat. But it's talking about the soul.
But your spirit got to eat too. Your spirit eats too.
It eats the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and that's what Yahushai was talking about when Satan was tempting him, and he said, "Don't you know that man doesn't live off bread alone, but off the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai?"
You eat that.
Your soul eats that. Your spirit eats that, because your spirit needs nutrition too. Yeah, I put beard cream on and I brush my teeth. I put deodorant that doesn't have aluminum. You know, I use toothpaste that is not that bad for you. I try to eat good food, but my spirit needs food too. And it's the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. There it goes. That's the truth.
right, back in 2 Kings 2:6. And Elisha said unto him, Tarry, I pray thee here, for Yahweh Shai has sent me to Jordan. And he said, As Yahweh Shai liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And they two went on.
Man. So this is verse 2. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night, lay there exiled from eternal providence. For while they were supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange operations, which is those chariots, and also those angels. Sometimes they come in the form of demons, scare the hell out of you, and like the brother was reading earlier, sometimes they come and they're nice, nurturing.
So back in 2 Kings 2:9, and it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I shall do for thee, before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. So meaning double portion of the spirit be upon him.
Hey, you could do a lot of things with your spirit. Let's say you didn't have any food, you didn't have any water, and the Day of Atonement is coming up. That's what you're supposed to do is afflict your soul, not eat. What do you think your soul does when your spirit does, when your body doesn't eat? It starts praying, man. You start getting stronger in the spirit. Because let's say let's say you're not hungry and you're eating. Well, you feel good, right? You don't have time to worry about the truth. You don't have time to worry about Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But when you afflict your soul, what are you thinking? Oh, if you're in the world, you're thinking, oh God, why are you doing this to me? Come on, God. But if you're in the truth, even though you eat, your body eats, your soul has to eat too. Because when you're not in the truth, you don't know that your soul is living. You just think it's a piece of energy, which it is a piece of energy, but it's a living soul, so all living things gotta eat, right? To get nourishment, to get nutrition, so they can keep going.
So Elijah was asking for a double portion. So it said, and he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. So if Elisha gets taken up, then he'll get the double portion.
If he sees him being taken up. And he did.
So it said, and it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
Hey, that was a hard thing to ask, man. Give me a double portion of your spirit. Give me 2 times what you know. And then the prophet said, that's a hard thing. So he gave him a hard answer. If you see me get carried up into the chariots, then it'll be. And guess what happened? That's exactly what happened, man. So you better be careful what you say. Like it says in James.
This last verse, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his clothes and rent them in two pieces. So he said, my father, the chariot of Israel. So that means those UFOs. But they're called chariots. And you notice it only says chariot of Israel. It don't say chariots of the world.
Does it say chariots of Rome?
Yeah.
This is James 3 and 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasted great things. Elijah was telling Elisha, right? Hey, give me a double portion of what you got. That's a hard thing. That's what the tongue did. And then he answered him with the hard thing, and he said, if you see me go up, then it'll be so. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasted great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And it happened. It came to pass.
Let me get this in Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall fail together. For thus hath Yahweh Hashem Yahushai spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them.
Because he's too proud. And that's talking about those people in rulership, the Edomites. They're too proud.
So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof.
The government. The hill represents the government. Not the government of the world, but the government that's Israel.
It says, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion. So he's going to come down in those UFOs, those chariots.
So yeah, so it says if it's going to come down to fight for Mount Zion. So you have to know that you're from Zion. And Zion, if you want to get that word, Zion is another way of saying Jerusalem. And you can't call yourself a Gentile and be expected to be saved. You have to you have to claim this. You have to come to the realization that you are an Israelite. Claim it. Say, this is for me.
Alright. So this is the definition of Zion, Strong's 6726. And it says, another name for Jerusalem, especially in the prophetic books. So another name for Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is the Israelites.
That's the word Zion, right?
Yep.
And how many of you Christians would have known that? Without pulling out your phone?
They probably would have thought about the Matrix or something.
Oh, that's the Matrix, right? That's Morpheus. That's where Morpheus was born.
Because what does it say? The land is a people before it's a place.
Yep. The land, the people is a place before it's
It's a people before it's a place.
Yeah, because you have to claim being this people, and that doesn't mean that you could be a redneck and claim a bona fide Edomite and claim you ain't gonna get in anymore.
This back in Isaiah 31 and 4 so shall Yahweh Hashem Yahushai of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
And the way it's going to defend, and the way the Lord's going to defend Jerusalem is through those chariots. Through those chariots, because we've been talking about these chariots this whole time. Right?
It says, so will Yahweh Hashem Yahushai of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also he will deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it.
And so that means that's going to, two things are going to happen. Go ahead, read that last sentence.
So the next verse, so that verse was defending, and then next verse 60, Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and rebuke with flames of fire.
So he's going to defend and at the same time save. Because let's say you're an actual pastor, right? And you have 100 sheep. That's what the scriptures talk about. And one of your sheep is missing. And you go look for that one sheep, and it's being attacked by wolves. Are you going to defend it? You better defend it. That's the master's sheep. I say, how was I sheep? Where?
It says, Isaiah 66 and 16, for by fire and by his sword will Yahweh Hashem Yahushai plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall be many.
Now does that mean he's going to get his sword and tap you gently on the head? Say, look here, Bobby, you better be good. He's going to be like, I fucking told you. Slice.
Because it says there'll be many, because it says his garment is going to reach up to his waist.
Up to the waist.
Up to the waist with blood.
Who's that cometh from Basra with dyed garments? Oh, that's scripture, man. It's gonna be gruesome. But you guys don't listen. This is Acts 8 and Acts 7 and 17. But when the time of the promise drew nigh, which Yahweh had sworn to Abraham, the people grew, and the multitude multiplied in Egypt, till another king arose, which knew not Joseph. So it says when the time drew near of the salvation, the people forgot about. It was a long time. See, the Lord said when the time came close, many generations had passed, and a king was set up that didn't know anything about Joseph, didn't know anything about the chariots, which is talking about right now. We have long forgotten that, but we're bringing it back to your remembrance. And this is 19. The same dealt subtly with our kindred, and evil entreated our fathers, so that they cast out their young children to the end they might not live. So you're not going to live unless you come back to the Holy Scriptures. Go ahead, get that.
Back in Isaiah 66 and 20, 66 and 16, and the slain of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall be many. Verse 20, and they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, so you got to get clean. You got to get clean. And that doesn't mean use Zest soap and scrub it all over yourself. That means stop doing wickedly.
because it said, out of all nations upon horses and in chariots. So right there, horses and chariots, they're both chariots, right?
Yeah.
But when it says chariots, that's talking about the UFOs.
Yep. And this is Acts 7:25. For he supposed his brethren would have understood how that Yahweh by his hand would deliver them, but they understood not. And you still don't get what we're telling you because you just want to keep fighting. These chariots are going to come and do the fighting for us. So this whole time we've been under this captivity, we have forgotten who we really are. Not just by our own ignorance, but by the hand of this devil, so-called white man. Whipping our ass, putting us in different captivities, different slavery. Before it was hardcore slavery. Now it's bondage through work. Because you need to have your birth certificate, social security card, driver's license, a bank account, all those things you need to have a good job or a decent job.
This is This is 1 Chronicles 28 and 18. And for the altar of incense, refined gold by weight, and gold for the pattern of the chariot of the cherubims that spread out their wings and covered the ark of the covenant of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It's talking about those UFOs when it says pattern of the chariot of the cherubims, and those are angels that spread out their wings.
Yeah. And what it means, like the brother was saying before, spread out the wings, they got into a formation. They got into different formations. And you watch these videos on YouTube about UFO spottings here and there, and they always do crazy things, right? They get into their formations, they spread their wings. Like when I first seen the chariots when I was calling upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, there was I only seen two, but there was three, and they were doing circular patterns like this, and they were coming real smooth, like man, like I couldn't believe it. Like, is this really happening? Yeah, it did happen.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna set up the closing scriptures. This is 1 John 5:1. Whosoever believeth that Yahushua is the Mashiach is born of Yahweh, and everyone that loveth him that be. Okay, let me start all over again. Whosoever believeth that Yahushua is the Mashiach is born of Yahweh, and everyone that loveth him that begat, love him also that is begotten of him. So if you believe, chances are you might be an Israelite, and there's a good chance that if you listen and hearken into his word, you could be saved.
And better believe that that inside those UFOs are angels.
Negroes.
Yep. Last scriptures, Psalms 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire.
Man, ministers of flaming fire, man. Ministers of the Holy Spirit. If you want to get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, basically, if you want to get anything, you have to feed and nourish your spirit with this word, with the truth. the truth of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Second verse. By this we know that we love the children of Yahweh, when we love Yahweh and keep His commandments. Because if the chariots come back and you're not keeping the commandments, guess what? You're not trying to keep the commandments at all. He's going to know that, and He's going to have a hit on you. And you're going to get your tribulation.
Let me get another last scripture, because hopefully your eyes will be opened up to see these chariots. 2 Kings 6 and 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And
that's where they get that one song, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. That's where they get that from. It ain't good. When they come around the mountain, they're going to come to fuck you up, Esau.
Yep.
And save us.
Like how they say, it's coming around.
What goes around comes around.
Yep.
There you go. This is verse 3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. For whatsoever is born of Yahweh overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. So we got to have faith. We got to nourish our spirit. Believe that these chariots are our salvation. Believe that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai is the real name of our power. Believe that these people right here, these people were these people and could be these people if they choose to come back. Believe that the truth is only for the Israelites, salvation is only for Zion. Believe it. You got any last scripture?
Let me get this. This is for the elect. 2 Kings 6 and 16. And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
So we might be inhabiting this world, and it seems like we're surrounded by the wicked people. But the scripture just said that there's more angels. There's more angels in that. Because why?
There's more on our side.
Yeah.
There might be, we might be out here by ourselves, but there's more angels around us than there is to you guys.
Man, there's so many angels right now around us. It's amazing, really.
You know?
Hey.